What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. So this makeup look is going to be me doing some rainbow rhinestone brows, and I had to prime my face really well at first. I'm doing this makeup look before I go get my tattoo done, and I put this like disposable hand palette on the back of my hand. I love these. It keeps it like the makeup process is so much easier than just putting it straight on the back of my hand, because then like it's so hard to remove. But anyways, I'm taking the color fix from the Nestmeyer's Beauty in the shade Lift to brush through my brows. I decided to do white because I knew I was gonna like basically like layer pigments like on my brows, and I wanted it to pop up as much as possible. So that's why I decided to use red or white. And then I'm taking the Beauty Bay palette and I'm adding that red first, and basically I'll do like one brow at a time and then switch to the other brow just to make sure that I'm getting it like as close to the area as I like really like want to. And I was trying to make sure I had enough room for all the colors, because girl, I slick probably made the front of it way too big. The section is way too big, but we made it work. I love the Beauty Bay palettes. I feel like they're pretty pigmented for the cost of them, which is why I love using them, but like I also try not to use them as much. That way I can just like use my other palettes, so I'm not using the same palette every like day or every video, you feel me? But yeah, I'm basically just like patting on the eyeshadow, just trying to get it as pigmented as possible. And I'm cleaning up underneath the brow with a concealer. I believe this is the Pat McGrath Skin Sublime or Fetish Skin Sublime Perfection Concealer, something like that. But if you want the details, look on my Instagram, because I'll post the details whenever I post like the look, like the actual like pictures from this look. And I decided to use the Scratch by Cat eyeshadow base, and I'm basically just applying it to the area closer to my eyelids, and then I'm going to blend it out to make sure that it's like seamlessly blend with that area like where I concealed underneath my brows. And then I'm going to set it after this. To set my eyeshadow base, I'm taking the Milk Cosmetics She's Alive Translucent Powder, and I'm basically just trying to make sure that I apply this all over. I probably should have dusted some off so it didn't like, become patchy, because I feel like I didn't like set it like as evenly as I normally would. I was also rushing because, girl, I really did not have time to do this makeup look, but I did it. And I was like literally running at a time. But I'm taking the nude palette from Beauty Bay, and I'm basically just starting with like a simple transition shade, and I basically went for like a different eyeshadow look than I normally go for. Like usually I'll use like warmer colors, but I feel like my eyeshadow was a little bit more cool tone than I normally go for. But I was just like trying something out. I knew I didn't want the eyes to be anything too dramatic, just because I was going to be putting rhinestones all over my eyebrows. So I was like, yeah, this just needs to be something simple, something cutesy. But I would definitely go back in and like probably do like a cut crease. I feel like a cut crease would have ate with this, but also once again I barely had time to do my brows. Like I was struggling. And I'm taking the Get Stone palette, and I'm taking like this like champagne-y color, and I'm applying it all over my lids. And this is like what I like to do whenever I don't have time to really do a makeup look, but I want it to be somewhat of a glam. I'll just take a shimmer and just apply it all over my eye, and not be as precise as I normally would, by using a brush. And then I'm just lining my top lash line with the Ulta Beauty Color Punch liquid liner. I like this one. Then I also like the Graphing liner from Made by Mitchell in the Black Milk. And then I also have used the Essence Super Precise eyeliner. That's my go-to. I just have not been at Ulta to like get it. But I put mascara on, and I'm going to go ahead and clean up the top part of my brows with this Made by Mitchell Bulk Balm. This is a shade that's like similar to my skin tone shade. This is usually a shade that I would use above my brow. Like I'll use my normal concealer underneath my brow, and then the concealer or something that's closer to my foundation shade above my brow, just so it doesn't have that halo effect. And then I'm basically just blending out this foundation as much as possible. I feel like whenever it comes to like my base, like I try to use different foundations, because I'm not gonna lie, once I do my makeup and I see the pictures and that shit be eating, I'll be like, yeah, I gotta do this base like 24/7. But then I'll be like, girl, like you using the same product every video, and I love to switch it up. But yeah, I don't know, like what do y'all want to see a summer base routine? Because it's getting hot. Like I'm talking about, it's hot, and it's like 9 o'clock in the morning, and it's barely summertime. But yeah, and I'm using that same concealer I use for my eyeshadow base all over my face. And I'm not gonna lie, this like concealer, chef's kiss. Like she really does eat. I don't know, some luxury brands, I feel like they products make sense. Like, what, I see why the price is that price. But some other people brands, I'm like, girl, you need to lower that price, because it's not giving what you want to give. Like it's not. But I mean, I feel like you can make so many different like products work that are like drugstore products, and it really just depends on your budget. Like if y'all want to see me do a like more affordable like makeup look where all the products are like under the what, like $15-$20 whatever, let me know. I can always do that. And I'm just going back in with that foundation brush just to blend the edges of where I put that concealer, so it's like a little bit more seamless and not like a stark difference between the two areas. And I'm taking a darker like version of the Bulk Balm, and I'm basically using this to contour my face. And I don't usually use this one, but I have it and I need to use it because like I'm like, girl, like you bought this so you could bronze, so actually bronze with it, you feel me? And I just like to use a denser brush whenever I'm blending out the cream contour, and I'm spraying my face with a hydrating setting spray. This is the Pretty Fresh spray from ColourPop. At this point, like I was almost out of the bottle, like but you know, I still have to use it, get my money's worth out of it. And then I'm just setting my face with the About Face powder, and I believe this is like the pink one. Yeah, this is Finale, I believe. And then Applause is the one that's like my skin tone color. But yeah, I don't know, I just like to switch up, like I said, my powders and stuff. Like I'll do different things on different days. I'm just like, okay, what have I not used in a while, and then I'll just pick that product. To set my entire face, I decided to go in with the Amico Skin Melt Loose Translucent Powder in the shade the Rich Deep. And to bronze my face, we're going to take the One Size Made for Shade Deep Trio. And I love the shade in the middle. I'm like so close to hitting pan. And I don't know what it is about it, but like whenever I almost hit pan or I finally hit pan on products, it makes me so happy because I'm like, yes, like I'm really using the product. And then I'm also like getting excited because I'm like, you know, that means that, you know, in a little while I'm going to have to get something else, you know. So I get excited about that. And then I'm setting my face once again with that hydrating setting spray. I like to do this between the different layers, that way it kind of like melts together. And I'm taking some of the eyeshadow I used above my above my eyes to blend underneath my eyes, just to make it look a little bit more seamless. And I don't know, this is like routine at this point. And I was trying to be careful because girl, I be getting eyeshadow in my eyes sometimes, so please don't be like me. Please do not be like me. Use a smaller brush. And I'm taking the shadow stick from About Face in the shade that Kill the Lights. This is my favorite eyeliner. Like I literally use this almost every single makeup look. And I want to try the Entirely Fiery like liquid blush from Made by Mitchell. I've used this plenty of times before, but it's not one that I always go for. But I was like, you know what, I really do like the shade of that, and I feel like it just went with the vibe. Like, do you see like the little fiery vibe? Yes, we love to see it. And I put blush on my nose and my chin and a little bit on my forehead too. Like, I don't know, I love blush. Like I used to never wear blush like when I first started doing my makeup, but now y'all gonna have to take the blush away from me. Y'all gonna have to take it away from me because I be put this shit on. And this is not even that much blush compared to what I normally wear. Like, and I decided to use this shadow highlighter from ColourPop. This is from the Twilight collection, and I had barely used it, but this is like one of my favorite like shades of like a highlighter, like a purpley like iridescent shade, Chef's Kiss, and like a pinkish like orange shade. Those are my favorite ones. And it's so crazy because I used to be obsessed with like a gold highlighter, but this shade, I don't know, I could wear this shade almost every day and like it would be a vibe. And I wanted to try to use like some of that shimmer that I put above my eye and place it underneath my eye just for like a little pop or whatever. But now we're finally getting to the rhinestones, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I feel like this process would have went so much faster if like the rhinestones I picked were a little bit smaller. But one, I did not have time to use those small ass rhinestones, and two, like it was hard to pick up some of the rhinestones. Like they kept falling off, and like I literally, like it took me forever. Like I cut out so much footage. Like as you can see, so much footage was taken out because we would have been here all day. Like it would have been like an hour later and I would still been doing my brows. But yes, now that my brows are done, I'm spraying it, and I probably should have made my brows I feel like I would have made them a little bit thinner at the front, but you know, we live and we learn. And then I'm taking the Lash Lacquer mascara from Made by Mitchell. I like this one because it's a smaller like brush and it's really easy to get like really precise on your lashes. And I'm putting lash glue on my lashes, and I'm doing this lip combo using these liquid lipsticks from J'adore Cosmetics. Velvet is like this brown one, and I love using this one. I feel like this is one of the darkest like brown liquid lipsticks I have, and I don't know what it is about companies not making like a dark brown lipstick, but this one is one I usually go for. I probably should have toned it down a little bit just because like the makeup in itself was not dramatic. Like these lashes I put on, like girl, they is barely there. But you know, I love the look regardless. I'll probably be doing another rhinestone brow look sometime, and not anytime soon because this was such a hassle to do. But you know, the results, she ate. And I'm just adding these lip gloss on top because I feel like that's the easiest way for me to get a pigmented lip gloss or lip combo. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If y'all want to see me do any particular looks, please let me know, and I love y'all so much. Bye.